after my come out with her, she talked to me that I can be anyone that I want. She just wants me to be happy and please take no pressure. And I was like, oh, my mom accepted me. But after that, she and my father tried to change me a lot. Like she bought me a lot of girly clothes and like some pink sweater that I never wear. But now, you know, the last time she talked in public in my graduation, that she knows that she's a mom of a transgender, and she's so proud of me. She knows that she's a mom of a trans man, and she accepted it. And I was like, I was bursted into tears, you know, that because, wow, what a great mom.
Because, you know, when you come out the first time, the first reaction from your family is like negative. Introduce my friend, introduce my girlfriend, you know, I go to school, I go to work, I go for like working for social change, and you know, they start, okay, this is our identity, and yes, we are the good people, we are the good children, so it's fine now.
How do we create the space for us, even when we are not accounted for, even when the lines of tradition, of religion, of social habits, of economic hardships do look as if they would never allow the simple fact that LGBT lives exist. But they do, we do exist. LGBT lives exist. LGBT people exist. So we need to find a space for ourselves, and we want to find that space within family.
For me, family is love, understanding, and care, and mostly safety. It doesn't matter who comprises of the family, as long as someone is in a comfortable place filled with love and care and safety, that's family for me.
As a Secretary of State in the German Federal Ministry of Family Affairs, for us, family is where people of different generations stay for each other, look after each other, and supporting each other if it is necessary. And it's not dependent if you are married or not married, if you are homosexual or heterosexual. It's not important which sexual or gender identity you have.
I think about family pretty broadly. I think family are people who sometimes choose each other, but sometimes find themselves accidentally in relationships with people, but they love each other, they care for each other, they take care of each other. And I think usually what that means is that people are planning to do that for a long time. Maybe not forever, but for a long time.
I think I'm not that rigid about what family means to me, or like what family means to other people. I guess I'm happy with whatever and however people want to define family.
Consider of family, my define of family actually is really radical. I'm a feminist, so maybe some people when they talk about family, it's always connected with love, solidarity. But for me, family is a very complicated places. Although you love your parents, you love your children, but sometimes that happen domestic violence. And I think maybe in the future, family can have different kinds of forms.
Family to me is the core of someone's life. It's where someone feels they belong, where someone feels they're comfortable. It's where someone feels they can trust their lives and not worry about anything. So it might not be biological, it might be circumstantial, depending on the situation where you are. But for me, family is that place where you feel you belong.
So there are good families and bad families. Some people are committed by law to each other, but not emotionally to each other. And there are families that are personal commitment without legal obligation. And so I think the exciting thing about our time is that we're broadening the notion of what commitment is. That we feel that it needs to be legal as well has been the most recent struggle. Because it's not as though families did not exist outside the norm before. They have existed forever. So the question is, how important is it for society to acknowledge that it is a family unit? And I think that's the struggle today.
We talk a lot about how our place in our families, and that sometimes the worst thing that can happen is that our families don't talk to us, or that our families isolate us in very different ways that are not necessarily physically violent but emotionally violent. And if you then grow that idea out to family, community, to cities, to towns, to countries, imagine how a nation that ignores you and gives you the silent treatment might feel like. That says a lot about how the experiences here in Asia and how we're feeling discrimination and violence in very different ways.
Unfortunately, I cannot coming out to my mom, and my father passed away 2 years ago, so I don't have chance to talk to my father. And maybe they knew, because I'm living with a woman. They always told me that it's lucky you have that close friend always supporting you. But I think they knew, but they didn't tell me. And my mom and my sister, my brother, so they are a really important person to me. They, even though I don't know how they feel, I don't know how they know, whether they know or not, but they always support me. And I know if I coming out to them, they still support me, but I'm not so brave yet. Someday I can.
Coming from the place of the Chinese diaspora and being part of a family whose first generation is in a different country, namely the US, there's something incredibly special and something incredibly special about the sacrifice that especially my mother has had to make in terms of forsaking everything that she knew for my brother and me.
Family, for me, I was born in a family that was not prepared for me. So I needed to create a space. And I did that when I came out. And the reason why I came out, because I realized I was already living at my university town, and I couldn't share anything of my life because so much of my life was connected to gay friends and to my interests. And I thought, well, if this continues, I shut my parents out of my life. And I didn't want that. And so in the beginning, it was tough for them, because they also did not have anyone they could talk with, whereas I by then had friends. But over the years, we had many, many conversations. And in a way, it was kind of a mutual education.
I told them all the things that I faced, that who I am, and that changed me a lot more to involve in the LGBTI movements, how family is important and how important is to convince the family support, how to get the support from the family. If we get the support from the family, then we can progress a lot in our personality, in our activism.
Family for me, I mean, my family for me is everything. I'm single child, and my mother and father were together like 10 years before they had me. They were married. It was like a typical Argentinian family. I mean, parents always have an image of what they want for the kids. And I can imagine that there's fathers and mothers never think how to deal with a gay or lesbian or transgender son. So I think that she learned how to approach to me in a different way, and I demonstrate her that things change and that I will tomorrow sometime in the future be able to raise kids and have a family as she expected, but not in a traditional way.
I had a personal struggle during my life because of this tension of what a family should be and what a family is, of this moment that, okay, I could have had like a more understanding, I don't know, a member of my family, but there were some moments when it was not like that. And I also have been pressuring other members of my family to, you know, just to accept some parts of me immediately when it was the case. So I think that I gave up that idea that, okay, maybe you were not born in the ideal family, but you can learn better to accept yourself and also make the best of what you have, so you don't cause unhappiness to yourself and to others.
When you think about family, you think about this tight unit of people who come together and have connections. And I think that tightness, that unity has broken down when I was very young, when I was around 4 or 5. I think my family could tell from, I don't know, I danced a lot, so my families thought that I was gay. And I was bullied all the time, but at the same time I was ignored all the time, so the only time that people would talk to me is to bully me. And I thought to myself one day, I'm like sitting there looking at everybody hanging out together. I thought to myself, I'm the loneliest boy in the world. Like, I came out because I wanted to piss my father off, to be honest. We were having a fight, most probably around laundry or something, and I remember like saying to him, like, and by the way, I'm gay. And that didn't fall very well with him either. He has a very heavy hand, and after a week I had to leave my family's home, never to come back, and I never came back ever since.
Well, I think family is the people that you decide to be a team with for your entire life, so that whatever comes up, you deal with it together as a team.
Family is about love and safety. So for me, it's about my family, my birth family, who are able to love me in the best way that they can possibly do, as I identify as a lesbian. But it also, for me, is the family of choice. So the friends that I make, the secondary mothers and the secondary fathers, and even my partner. That for me is what a family is right now.
When there is care and support of each other, then this can be a family, whether it be a biological or family of choice. So I'm more comfortable with family of choice. So that's what I feel about family.
I believe that as a gay man, I have the possibility of building little communities of love, and it doesn't have to be the ones that I was born into.
My personal liberation started with all these kinds of consciousness raising groups we had in those years. And then I started building the family that I really wanted to have, my own family, composed of my friends, my feminist friends, my lesbian friends, my lovers, my ex-lovers, including my daughter, whom I'm now becoming a grandmother. That's my life now as it is. I'm an activist, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a partner, and I'm proud of the families that I have established.
Yes, the journey has been very long. It has come from being an heterosexual married man to a lesbian married woman. Wow, yeah. Yeah, it happens that sexual orientation and gender identity are very different, and that a trans man or trans woman may be heterosexual, gay or lesbian or bisexual in the same proportion as the rest of the population. And what happened is that I was never a gay man, but at the same time I knew that I was a woman. And back when I was 20-some years old, I got married to a woman, and we had 2 children, 1 boy and one girl. She divorced from me as soon as I disclosed to her my feelings, and well, it was the end of that marriage. And for many years, I was separated of my children because she didn't allow me to see them. And now they are part of the family. Finally, they start to understand and became closer and closer. I'm a very happy woman, and I feel complete.
Every day, I feel more deeply connected to our son. He's the lucky one. He has two loving moms, like the best moms in the world. And he has me trying to be a good father.
She's in high school now. She's in first year. She's in grade 7, which is the equivalent of first year high school in the Philippines. She's very active in the LGBT cause. Like, she attends pride marches and speaks in seminars.
The inner sanctum of most people know, and they love whatever. And that is the great strength of gay people and LGBTIQ people. We all have that family, most of whom are heterosexual. And that is our outreach into the rest of society. It's hard to hate the people you love.